There we go. Hi guys, it's Denise and welcome back to my channel. Today me and Rick are going to take you on part 2 of my balcony tour. Maybe not. Hey guys, it's Denise and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to part 2. I keep wanting to do part 4. Part 2 of my succulent balcony tour and update. I'm just filming an intro in here because it is very busy outside during the day. It's just afternoon and there's a lot of people doing stuff and I tend to be rather animated, so who knows, maybe I'll be a little quieter this time. I will probably forget that people are even there halfway through. So fingers crossed that's what happens. And Richard, are you ready to go outside? So he's sleeping. He may or not be joining us, but let's just get to the video. Let's get to the video. Let's just get to the tour. Come on, Rick. Come on. Good boy. Okay, so we are outside, and I just wanted to show you guys this really cute plant stand that I got with cute little fake succulents on the side. Oh, I did it again. Fake succulents. As if they'd be real ones. If you haven't seen my plant video where I go over some planters and stuff that I bought, I just thought I'd throw that in there so you can see that guy. And I just wanted to show you one more thing before we get into the other side of my balcony. I have the cacti in a little bit of sun now, actually a lot of sun. They have about 5 or 6 hours yesterday and they were fine, no burning, nothing like that. So that's good after a horticultural oil treatment. Yeah, so let's just move on here. So just to remind you, that is the one side of my balcony. I'll put a link up above to part 1 of this balcony tour video if you'd like to check that out. And now we're just going to move on to the other side. So it is pretty big. There's some plants here. And this would be the first thing, I guess, to talk about. I have this tall plant stand here. It is mostly in the shade. The 2 bottom plants do get sun. No, for, it kind of goes away around 2, I think, something like that, but it goes all morning. So up here I have this arrangement in full shade and it has a whole bunch of things in it. It was a revamp, so I don't have time to really go through everything, but I'll just give you a good look there. And this beautiful color coming in on that Crassula. Love that. Little euphorbia here from Ray, also in some shade. And then down here I have Echeveria polydontis, and this one is doing really, really well. I have there's babies coming from the other side. They're just starting, super cute, and the color is really, really starting to pop on the margins. And there here we have Echeveria purpusporum, and if I don't know how to say the name, like the pronunciation, guys, I'm just gonna say what type of plant it is. That I don't have time to put the names in this video, unfortunately, just because it is really long, but I will be doing one with all the names really soon. So if you didn't catch that in the last video, I just wanted to say that again. So yes, that is purpusporum and a polydontis. So you got the Echeverias that start with P together. Here is a sedum burrow's tail, and it is just growing crazy. It's awesome. I'm just thinking in my head, how about bringing it in? I am a little bit nervous about bringing in all my plants this year because I have about 10 times the amount of succulents outside. Oh, but it just looks so beautiful. I just hope that I can maintain that when it comes in. I might take cuttings, but it is definitely thriving. You can see all the little babies there. Every time a leaf falls off, I just used to stick it in. This one down here is the giant donkey's tail sedum, but it really is a cross between a Sedeveria and something else. I actually forget. Harry Butterfield is one of them. I basically just repotted this and didn't do much to it, really. Normally I check all my plants very thoroughly. I'll check all the roots, all that. I did do it, but not to the same degree. And it's been growing over here. It's started to get more light, but it hasn't seemed to have any bugs yet this year that I can find. There's some marks from the dirt that splashes above. I have some babies back there. I also have that guy there. And yeah, I've just been throwing a couple random things in there. It's almost hitting the ground. I cannot believe how much it's grown. Wow. It's awesome. It's huge though. Huge and awesome. Okay, so moving on. Ow. Really need to not kneel on the ground when there's stray top dressing. So this is my beautiful Sempervivum purple pearl bug. Trying to get a good angle here. Oh dear. Oh no. Okay, that was slightly a disaster. So yeah, back to this guy. So this is often called hen and chicks, or they're Sempervivums, and this one was an overwintered just single rosette, and I had been tracking its progress from the very beginning, from when it first put out its little tiny first little chicks. Like, I just cannot believe this one is like an actual, like that you could sell that. That's like the size you buy them in sometimes. Same with that one. And like the chicks have chicks, it's just doing amazing. I should really just do an update just on that plant because I was tracking its progress. Darn that shadow. So this is Crassula Calicoe's kitten, and it is a new succulent to my collection. Oh, Calico kitten. I don't say Crassula Calicoe's kitten. It's only been getting sun for a little bit for the last 2 days because I did just newly plant it up. And yeah, I can't say much more about it because it is such a new plant. This is Sempervivum Berry Blues. Get in the shadow. And unfortunately, see that little hole there? That's because by accident I put the peg of this stand down onto the plant. I felt horrible. Like, I just basically stabbed, and oh god, I felt so horrible for it. But yeah, hopefully it's recovering well. I hope it looks okay. But yeah, it's got some beautiful color on it. Babies all around that side. That is this area here. And then over here, I have this beautiful, I believe it's Echeveria lilacina. It might be something else though. So I've never gotten a real ID on this one. If you guys know, definitely let me know. It's absolutely huge. It did stretch out a little bit, so it might be a good candidate for beheading come time to bring them back in time. So down here I have a whole bunch of succulent Swedish ivy, Haworthias, and then I have Kalanchoes, and back here I have some baby Haworthia there and there. Those were just little tiny pups that I put in there that have been growing. So that is that one. And then I have more succulent Swedish ivy rooting with just some leaves. And that is what I just knocked over, which is actually fine. And I discovered that it is starting to root pretty good. So that is awesome. So I have some more of that there. And of course the mess that I created in the background. And so, truth, right guys? So that is down there, and then of course we have my table. So, okay guys, so again I apologize for this being very rushed. I'm not normally someone who likes to rush, but I think I'm going to have to for time's sake here. Up here I have a bunch of, we have Echeveria Pearl von Nuremberg, Purple Pearl, and that's Echeveria haagai tolimanensis, something like that. I do not know how to say that. So this is Graptoveria Debbie, and they are all just doing really, really well. And on top of this little thing here in my little face planter, I have the Sedum Desphilium minor, or no, this is major, Sedum Blue Tears, and that was from Retro Ray, and it's doing awesome. I just wish it would grow faster because I love it so much and I want more. This is, oh, cobwebs all over this one. I have tons of spider friends, guys. So many spider friends. I have to be careful I don't hurt them when I water. This is one of my older Echeverias. I don't even know if I know what kind it is, to tell you the truth. I don't think I've ever actually properly ID'd it. Here we have a very, very large and older Echeveria opalina, and I have so many of those. So if you, maybe one time I'll do a side-by-side comparison because I have them at all stages. This one is really, really big. But it's also, it's been beheaded, and it's been like, it's just, you can't really tell how old a succulent is, and because you are like, sometimes you have to modify them and stuff like that. So yeah, anyways, I'm so much less myself right now because I have to talk so quickly and rush through this. So I do apologize for that. I think this is a Graptoveria Fred Ives, but mine that I used to have was purple and looked nothing like this. So this is just a Graptoveria Fred Ives that looks like this in the sun, maybe, possibly, but it's like a tie-dye plant. It is absolutely spectacular. It's a relatively new plant I've only had for this summer, and yeah, can't say anything more. I absolutely love it. This is a Kalanchoe, starts with an S, I forget to say the name, but it does grow very, very big, and then it sends off shoots, and from the shoots the babies come off. So it's really neat for that. Really beautiful red. When I first got this plant, it had been overwatered, so there was some fungal issues on the leaves, but it does look like it's doing better now. I do have to watch that one though. We have a little Echeveria Lola, and then a little mix of some baby Echeverias there. And these are 1 year old donkey tail sedum baby propagations from one single leaf. All of that has grown, so good job plant, you're 1 year old. And what else is here? Okay, so this is Crassula Tom Thumb. This one's super, super cute, super tiny, absolutely adorable red. I'm really hoping that this shows up so much more in the actual video when I watch it back later, because it does seem dark now, but that is that one. So guys, I just realized that I was recording for the longest time, but I actually wasn't recording. So after a half an hour break, I'm back to film the rest of this, and it's kind of confusing for me because I don't really remember what I said, what I didn't say, but I do believe that was the last plant. So I'm going to include this Kalanchoe here, Gracia, I think. I forget the name of that one, but it's Kalanchoe. It's a new plant from this year. It has a beautiful soft fuzzy texture to the leaves. A lot of Kalanchoes have that. This is a hot mess. A bunch of little babies that I need to pot up into separate pots. We have two beautiful purple pearls. And again, more babies. Up here I have some succulents that I really, really love. At the back is Echeveria Lola. And then I have my variegated Jade plant. It's a Crassula plant. And it's starting to get some beautiful color on it. Oh, I absolutely love this plant. Down here is Echeveria Minima with two little babies coming out. And I beheaded that plant in the springtime, so it's doing really, really well. And this, I believe, is a Sedeveria, but I could be wrong. Beautiful colors. I actually really love this plant, and I got this plant from just a little leaf at a nursery, and it's about just over a year old now. And this is Echeveria texaiensis or something like that. Give me a close look. It's a new plant from this year. It has beautiful red tips, and I just love the color in the center. Yep, that's that up there, my little froggy. And down here I have a Crassula plant, and wow, does this one ever stretch out even in a south-facing window with full sun in the winter time. So I was surprised to see even it start to take its compact form again. I haven't talked about this one a lot, so I will spend just a minute. There's a bunch of babies coming out, and this is actually the bottom and top of a beheaded succulent. And they actually are almost the identical size, which I think is so funny. And it's just starting to get some color. It's supposed to have like red on it. It's the red pagoda, I believe. Down here I have a new Kalanchoe. When I first got it, was overwatered and it did have some spots. I took off some of the lower leaves, and now it's doing great. And the color on it is absolutely fantastic. And the more sun it gets, the more beautiful color it gets. And I have another new plant from this year. Lots of new plant babies this year. This is a Crassula ovata silver dollar plant, and it has, again, beautiful colors. This is my favorite thing to do, is to come out here and just look at the colors in all the plants. This is my paddle plant, and I beheaded this again in the spring. It's doing pretty good. I moved it into an area where it does get a little bit more sun, and I'm hoping it'll just bring out that beautiful color even more. And then I have a Pachyveria, oh no, sorry, Pachyphytum Little Jewel, I believe it's called there. I've had that plant for a while. I really, really love this one. And this is a new plant this year. This is a jelly beans. No, yes, I believe that's what it's called, a jelly beans succulent, a sedum. Love my sedums. Little babies coming out there. This is the one that is the more pink variety. I did get it in the mail, so it did come actually pretty good, but it is just like recovering from that. Oh, do not want to knock that over. Here I have an Echeveria that I had in an arrangement, and it has only been getting full sun at all within the last, I'd say, 3 weeks, but it does look like it's tolerating it, and it's looking pretty good. Don't know the name on that one at this time. Down here is I always forget, is it a Graptoveria or a Graptosedum? It's the California sunset one. This plant looks crazy different when you search for it on Google, but then mine is more variegated and has really funky leaves. So I didn't even think it was the same plant until I saw a similar one on the growsomething.ca website, and that kind of convinced me, okay, maybe it is. Here I have some crystals that I just put out for this afternoon to spend some time in the sun. They are not normally there. And I have my Pachyphytum Pink Moonstones. I got this from Ray at Retro Ray Succulents, and it is doing amazing. I wish I could talk more about that, but I have a lot in the past. Down here I have an owl. Back here I have some babies. This one was from Ray, and everything else is propagation either 1 year old or about 6-7 months old. This is another opalina here, and another opalina right here, and a whole bunch more here. So I'm just gonna very quickly show you. These ones I'm going to be finding new homes for. Just need to figure out how to do that first. And that is not an opalina. We have the meerkat. And this one has a baby too, which is awesome. Okay, so this plant I raved about in the last part that got cut off, but this is my Hummel's Crassula, Hummel's Sunset Jade, and oh my gosh, look at the colors, guys. I'm going to try to not actually talk about it as long as I did in the other one to keep down for timing, but it has babies coming out, and I believe, yeah, 2 there, and yeah, and another stem coming out there. So that's, I'm so in love with this plant. I love jade plants. They may be basic-ish succulents, but crassulas, straight across the board, I'm so attracted to them. So speaking of crassulas, excellent segue. Check out the color on this one. This is a variegated version. And I have little pieces of this all over the place. But I'm just loving those beautiful colors. And the shape, the formation of the leaves is just amazing. Here I have an Aeonium kiwi that never went into dormancy. I don't know why. It has a little baby there, and it also has 2 that I purposely cut off because I wanted some more plants, and I just stuck them in the bottom there, so they don't normally grow like that. They grow out of the side. But this one, I'm just gonna, and all others, I'm just gonna let grow in normally. There's no filter, and that looks like a filter. I love coming out here and looking at the plants. This is one thing I'm not sure if I said. I'll edit out if I did, but just coming out and looking at everything and the beautiful colors, like, oh, it can turn my mood around in a second. Here we have 2 plants that were just stuck together, a purple pearl and a donkey's tail. And then this is the tiger jade Crassula, a very underrated plant in my opinion. It grows out like in a bush format. Not sure what the appropriate word is for that, and has some absolutely amazing colors on it. And here we have a recent plant that I put together, basically just all my Crassula perforatas. I just thought they would look nice all in one bowl, and that rock in the center there does have sentimental value, so it's special. I really, really like this arrangement, and sometimes I really enjoy having all of my one thing together, if that makes sense. Just going up here, we have a dragonfly. This is not a plant. And we have a little guy struggling back there, and my Aeonium Schwarzkopf, which needs to be replanted. I was just in there to grow some roots after being delivered in the mail, but some beautiful coloring on that. Up here I have some babies that just came out of the propagation tray about maybe a month ago, and they've already grown so much. And I think they look really cute just hanging out at the bottom there. Up here I have two plants that came, this one didn't come, this one came with spider mites, but it's recovered now. That was a very long time ago now. And you can see it's getting some of its pink coloring. And this is Sedum nosbalmeranium, and this here is a Senecio weeping jade plant that is now fully rooted after being, I had to take cuttings from the main plant after it had rot, and it's now fully rooted. That's what I'm trying to say, which is amazing, and I'm so proud of that plant. And then I have nothing up there because I have not figured out what to put up there. So wait, stop, a little frog. Which I've had this frog so long. When Star Wars came out that had Queen Amidala in it, like we're talking I think in the 90s, I thought my frog looked like her. So this is kind of tucked back in the corner here. Reason being my cat can get through the bottom there into my neighbors, so we need to put that up. And this plant stand works perfect. So this is the oldest piece of my mom's jade plant, which is now gone. This is the oldest part of it, and it's grown quite a bit. I do have it in full shade right now, so no pretty markings or anything like that. Soon I do think I'm going to pinch off the top. I do want it to branch out. I wanted to wait a really long time. Like I've had this for a year now almost. Think so. When did I get that? I might have just got the, yeah, well close, maybe like 10 months. I wanted the trunk to get significantly chubbier and just to grow a bit before I started doing anything to it. But now I think it might be a good time to just try and consider that soon. It has so many roots, so many roots. Oh man, that whole thing is roots right now. So that's awesome. This is a variegated zebra Haworthia, and I'm not sure if this yellow business is okay or not. It did come with that. I did order this online. It seems to be growing fine, but a slight concern about that. Hasn't spread, and it has lots of pups, and it's super cute. Kind of wish I didn't bring this one outside, but you know, that's okay. But he's over here in the shade and super happy in this little spot. And down here I just have a Kalanchoe tomatosa panda plant. And this, would you believe it or not, this is a beheaded part of a succulent, and I beheaded it well over a year ago. I'd say like maybe like 13 months ago, so maybe not that much over a year ago. But yeah, it hasn't really grown. Like, I don't know. It grew a little bit, but not much. Okay, so down here I have my Crassula golem, or no, this is the Hobbit. It just doesn't look like what you normally see hobbits look like, because I purchased this plant last summer with a bunch of other plants that had spider mites, and after all the treatment was said and done, it only had a few leaves left, and this is the result of it growing. It looks nothing like they normally do. Well, not really. And it has a new little arm coming out there, which is awesome. And this is a baby golem, Jade. And these are all crassulas that I'm talking about here right now. And these are beheaded parts from this plant here. And I did that back in January, I would say. Probably back in January. And they're big. They're like their own plant that you would buy. This is probably the size that you would buy in the store, I would say, at this point. Which is crazy how much they've grown. I looked at a picture of them in this. They were probably the size of the top of this pagoda thing, or whatever this is. And yeah, so I'm so proud of them. So proud of them. They're super healthy. And this is the funkiest ever looking Echeveria Black Knight. I don't know what happened to it, but I messed up the position that it was in, like facing the sun, and then it started growing real funky. Really funky. But that's okay. That is okay. And this is, again, like I said, the mom. Yeah. I really love the trunk on this one. And down here, we have a very new potential Kalanchoe that I have. And this is, I believe, an ice plant, it's called. This is new this year. That is new this year. And then, oh my gosh, no. That is super sad. However, they weren't opening. I bought this, and then of course with it being moved and me checking it for bugs and that sort of thing, they weren't really opening. Oh, that's not okay. Okay, so I am back. This is now a little bit later. I'm just gonna scan down to show you what that shelf looks like, because I didn't do that. Unfortunately, we had an accident with the plants. So sadly, I did break this off. Now, I explained earlier, it was not flowering anymore, and this plant does have a baby. So at least now it can go to putting its energy into its baby. Okay, back here I have, sorry for the shaky camera angle, guys, real small space. I have just a bunch of little baby succulents, and then I have an Anacampseros. If I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, please correct me, guys. Anacampseros, I believe. And it has these little fuzzy things there. It's a little shrunken. Now, I don't know if that means I might be overwatering him or under. I'm still learning about this plant. So any tips on this plant would be absolutely amazing. And it was flowering for the longest time, so I did keep the seeds. It is new from this summer. And this is a Crassula brevifolia, which I absolutely love. Another one from this summer as well that is new. My hands are shaky. Okay, put that down there, that's better. It did have a lot of pink rocks before, but not so much anymore. But it kind of matches its freckles, so that's good. I actually, like, this is super cute. I actually never even knew this existed, I think, until this summer. But yeah, I'm in love. So let's just go up here. And I have a lot of plants. These are all in the full shade. And I always forget what this one's called. I always forget, but it's super cute. And then we have Haworthias here. New little baby in there. We have this guy, which has been going crazy for so long. This is a beautiful Haworthia. It's new to you guys. You've never seen it on my channel before. Just get it up here. There we go. I forget what type right now, guys. I'm so sorry. And this is my long leaf tiger tooth aloe. Starting to get some really, really nice colors. And I have one inside as well. This is an Aloe Duran Black, new plant. When I say new plant, I just mean new plant from this summer. They're all kind of different times. And this is a candlestick. Did I talk about that? I don't think I did. I just uploaded a video on it. It's one of my new plants. So it is cuttings of the Senecio. I forget, it starts with an A, I forget right now. But it's often called a candle plant. So those are just some cuttings that I'm rooting in there. And then the main piece does have some roots. Back here I have, I believe it's called Drunkard's Dream or Dancing Bones. It's like a type of rainforest cacti. I'm not sure if it would actually, if it is a Ripsalis or in that family, or if it's something different. Olga did send me to what it is, so I do have it saved on my computer, but off the top of my head, I do not have the actual name for you guys. And I have a tiny piece of it inside that is absolutely adorable. It's growing, has hairs, and it's growing his little arms, and I absolutely love this plant. My only regret is that I did not just keep this inside, because I did clean it off and it was inside for a bit, so I could have just kept it inside. Oh well. This is a Sanseveria, and that will conclude this area. So I'll just do a little pan. And I think I forgot a few plants, so really quickly, I'm just gonna go down here. This is a very new, well, a couple week old since I've had it, Echeveria. Chuck at Surscapade said maybe a Domingo. Is Chuck right? Leave a comment. And over here we have the big Senecio candle plant, which is still getting more sun than I would like. So I think I might actually move that later. But let's just, if you want to see more of this plant, I actually just uploaded a video on a few of my new ones, and that is included. I'll go ahead and put a link up above. I'm super happy. This was kind of a rescue plant, and I do explain that in the video. I actually think that's everything, guys. We are done. So I officially showed you all of my succulents and cacti that are outside on the balcony. And there's Rick down there. You want to say goodbye, Rick? No, he just wants to sleep in the sun. So yeah, I think that really is everything that's outside. I do have a few more plants that you haven't seen, succulents, that are inside, but I'm not, this was a balcony update, so I'm not going to include that. I will quickly show you my pile of junk under here, some stuff that needs to get washed. This is my other water bucket in a dire state. And normally when my plants are watered, I will put them on this 3-tiered rack that I just got at Dollarama. It's the best purchase ever, need to get some more. And they drip dry from down below. It works really, really well. Also in there, I do have a filter from my my frog tank. Every once in a while, I'll put a filter in for a couple days, like the old filter, and it puts all the good stuff from my frog tank in there. And the thing you see floating is actually a mosquito dunk. So what that does is if any mosquitoes lay their larvae in the water, they will not be able to reach adulthood. So yeah, so I'd share that with you guys as well. Oh, down here we have a bunch of pink champagne babies that are growing. And that is, yeah, that is absolutely it. So I am happy to say that I've shown you all these plants. The balcony is finally put together, which makes me so, so, so happy. And now I can get back to doing other things. Isn't that right? I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I will talk to you soon. Bye. Good boy.